I am a licensed Florida attorney. My job is to hear the complaints presented by the county regarding allegations of violations of certain portions of the county code, and then to hear any responses from any respondents who are the property owners involved in the complaint. We do not follow the strictest rules of evidence and court procedure here. This is what's called a quasi-judicial proceeding, but we do try to be fair, and we will make sure everyone has an opportunity to be heard. So we will tend to allow people to have their say, present what evidence that they may have. The county will make its presentation first. They will present testimony and evidence regarding the allegations of which element of the code is violated, and then the proof to prove that violation. The respondent will have an opportunity to ask any questions he or she may have of the county's representative, present any evidence they may have, and any testimony that they may have in response to county's allegations. I will render an opinion and order. Subsequent to that, that order will be then mailed to the address of record for the respondent at the conclusion of the hearing. This is a quasi-judicial procedure. Courts require that we have substantial and competent evidence to support the allegations on both sides. And one of the requirements of substantial and competent evidence that the testimony be sworn. So at this time, I'm going to ask everyone who will be participating today, if you would please stand, raise your right hand. You don't have to stand if you're online. Just raise your right hand and listen to the following oath and respond. I do solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony I'm about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Do you agree? Okay, thank you. All right, who is our first case? We have a case online.
Yes.
One moment. We'd like to take those who are here first. He's here, I can see him.
Which case?
Could you identify yourself for the record, please, sir?
David Hilton. I can barely hear you though. The volume is super low.
Okay, sir, which case are you here for?
It's actually a case for my father who's just recently deceased. I've got a case number for you.
Sure.
It's a 2018-00114.
Okay, so that's you. Second on the list. Okay, so let me share this.
Okay, this is Thomas P. Hilton and David P. Hilton.
Yes, sir, that's correct.
And you're having trouble hearing me, is that correct?
Yes, sir, I can barely hear you. Yeah, I've got it up on max right now. It's as high as I can get it.
Well, where's the microphone that he's picking me up? Is it on the computer? Hang on. Yeah. All right. Did I have to adjust this? He can't hear me. That's my only problem.
I can hear you. It's just I have to listen real close.
All right. Let's see what we can do. And if you have any problems, please let us know.
Okay,
and we'll
thank
proceed. What's going to happen? The county is now going to proceed with their presentation. And Mr. Moore, I believe this is your case.
Can everybody see that?
Racer?
And for the record, just so we know, the county will be making presentation of some demonstrative evidence. You will see it online. The clerk will be scrolling through most of these are photographs. They'll be scrolling through those. So if you have any question about any of those, please let us know.
Okay.
All right, Mr. Moore.
The case number is 2018-114. Location is 104 Waterway Avenue. The violations are Putnam County Land Development Code Section 12.02, permits required. Description is large metal building and backyard. It was first observed May 10, 2018. Notice of violation sent May 10, 2018. Date for correction, January 23rd, 2020. Green card was not signed. It was posted at the site on July 9th, 2020, at the complex on July 10th, 2020. Final inspection before the hearing was July 16th, 2020. It was still not in compliance. The conditions found was a large unpermitted metal building and backyard. Demonstrative evidence is true and accurate photos. Staff recommends compliance by August 21st, 2020 by obtaining all permits, receive all inspections up into including final inspection for a large shed, or have the shed demolished and remove all demolition debris, or $25 daily fine to begin on August 22nd, 2020, and a $100 administrative fee is due by August 21st, 2020.
Do you have any evidence in support of the claim, Mr. Moore?
Sir? Yes, sir. As you can see in that first picture, it was taken on July 16, 2020, a large metal shed.
Can we pull those up, please? So the respondent can see them?
Stop share, okay.
And share screen again and select the photos.
Okay. See it now?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir.
And what does this picture show? This is the one dated July 16th, 2020 at 8:33.
The large metal building in the backyard.
So the large metal building you're looking at is behind the mobile home,
Yes, sir.
double wide?
Yes, sir.
And the only claim regarding a violation has to do with the fact there is no permit for the installation and construction of this building.
Correct, sir.
All right. What else do you have?
Just another picture of the shed on the other side. Okay, I can.
So basically, from what you're looking at in the photographs, the county's argument is it's there and it has no permit, and it needs one
Yes, sir.
under 12.02 of the county code.
Yes, sir.
All right. If I may ask the respondent to come on board, what is your name for the record, please?
My name is David Hilton.
And you are related to you are one of the owners, is that correct?
Well, that my dad owned the property.
Okay, are you David P. Hilton?
Yes, sir.
All right. And your father was Thomas P.?
Yes, sir.
All right. Your name was on the case citation. That's why I was curious if you were an owner of the property.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear on that one.
Well, your name is on the list of respondents as being an owner of the property.
Yeah, when he got diagnosed with cancer a while back, he added my name to the property.
All right, very well. So you are an owner. Is that correct? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you now. What would you ask?
You are an owner, therefore, on the deed. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good. The county's position, as you've heard, is that the code requires a permit for the construction placement of this building, and basically they want to either have you get a permit or to remove the structure. So it's your opportunity to respond and ask any questions you may have.
I guess my first question would be, I wasn't aware that there was a permit issue until after I got involved with my father's illness. Then I saw some of the letters when I was going through his paperwork. So I'm trying to just catch up on this. You'll have to give me time to catch up on this whole thing. I'm just stepping into the middle of it. I live up in West Virginia, so I'm a 12-hour drive away, and I've been coming in 1 week a month to try to take care of him before he died, and then now trying to take care of his estate. So I'm really playing catch up here and not familiar with the area and the people or having contacts. It's a little difficult for me to figure out what I need to do. So I'm just asking for a little bit of guidance on it.
Thank you. Mr. Moore, the respondent is looking for some guidance.
Yes, sir. All you need to do is come into the Planning and Development Office and apply for the permit.
Can you do that remotely?
He does need to hire a contractor. He's the owner. Yeah. Yeah. He has to personally appear and pull the permit.
Can a representative appear for him?
Sure.
Can a representative appear for him?
Mr. Brown, John Cioffi, building official. If he's going to do owner builder, he must personally appear.
All right.
If not, he can hire a contractor.
All right. So basically, I guess you heard that. We need to get the permit done. Where the county is on this and the way this process works, there has been a complaint filed with the county regarding this shed. The county, by and large, in 99% of the case, it doesn't go out looking for violations. Someone reports them. I don't know who reported this one. It's not really relevant, except the fact that it has been reported and the county is obligated to respond to it. They apparently tried, prior to filing this action, to contact someone at the address that's listed with the county, and I presume that is your father's address.
Yeah, which he's deceased, so there was no address.
Because the mail was sent. Mr. Moore, where was the letter sent? I didn't see it with the papers today.
To the 104 Waterway.
That is the official address?
Yes, sir.
And the law required that we send these, that the county send these notices to the official address of record with the property appraiser and the tax collector's office. So that's where the mail was going. When they did not get a response to that, they went ahead and filed this and sent the mail again and then posted it. Again, all according to the Florida statutes that control code enforcement proceedings. Where we are is we need to have the permit obtained. The county is asking for an order finding the violation, which I think has occurred. It apparently is not a permit. And then to have a time period up until August 21st, 2020 to get the required permit. If it's done by August 21st, there'll be no additional fines that will accrue. If it's not done by August 21st, a fine of $25 a day will commence. There is unfortunately a $100 fee for the privilege of coming and participating in this proceeding, but it's an administrative fee that covers the cost of the proceeding. But if you want to keep the damage down, we need to have the permit acquired by August 21st. Will that pose a problem for you?
Well, I just flew down. I'm here in town now because the original date that I had, I didn't get the paperwork that it had changed to a Zoom meeting until I had already scheduled my flight. And the day I was actually leaving for the flight, the paper came in. It had been forwarded up to my address in West Virginia. So that's why I'm here in town now. So I could actually come in anytime this week. I leave Thursday and obtain that, but I'm not sure exactly what I need to bring. Like I said, I've never been through this process before. So I'm just, I'm willing to help and get this fixed any way possible. But I just need the guidance on where and who and what to bring.
All right. Mr. Moore?
His father actually came in February 25th in 2019. He pulled a permit, but it's expired. He never got any inspections. So we should still have some of that paperwork on file, maybe.
When can he come in and see you? He's here till Thursday.
Any day, anytime.
Be here this afternoon, tomorrow?
Yes, sir, that's fine.
Mr. Moore will be here. Be glad to assist you. We have hearings this morning, but he'll be here this afternoon, tomorrow, Wednesday, let's say Thursday, today's Tuesday. But come in this afternoon, tomorrow, probably best suitable for you. And they may have enough information to go ahead and process a new permit. How much money does it require?
I can't set an
All
amount.
right, it will be a fee for the permit.
Yes.
But
And he'll be glad to talk with you about that. So go ahead and schedule that. Mr. Moore, can you give this gentleman your phone number just in case?
Yes, sir.
I might have it, Tom.
Okay.
Is it, oh, okay. Oh. Yeah, okay. Just, I'll tell you what, if you just give me the address, I can come at whatever time is best for you.
Yeah.
Okay, it's 2509 Krill Avenue,
Okay.
Crill.
Yeah, I'm familiar with that one.
Okay, Suite 300, Planning and Development.
Suite 300.
Yes,
And any
All right.
specific time?
sir.
Any specific time today would be best?
Could you do it any time? Could you do it between maybe 11 and 1?
Sure.
Okay.
All right. What we're going to do then, I'll go ahead and enter an order finding a violation of section 12.02 permits required for the large metal building in the backyard of the premises at 104 Waterway Avenue. We will enter an order requiring compliance by August 21st, 2020 by obtaining all permits, receiving all inspections up to and including a final inspection for the shed, or to have the shed demolished and remove all demolition debris. A $25 a day fine will commence August 22nd, 2020 in the event of noncompliance. $100 administrative fee is due by August 21st, 2020. We'll have that order, and that order will be ready today. Mr. Moore, if you can give him a copy of that today also, we can mail it to him. And just set a time to come in, Mr. Moore will be glad to assist you.
Okay.
Mr. Hilton, thank you. Anything else?
Yeah, one other question I had is, as far as this permit goes, when I obtain this permit, is there a time factor involved as far as when it has to come to completion? Because my fear is that I only have like a week, a month that I can come down and work on this. And right now it's full of stuff inside, and just the fact of emptying it and then trying to get everything else accomplished, I don't know what the timeline is.
What they're concerned about today is getting a permit.
And that's not an issue. We can
Yeah.
take care of that.
Yeah, and that's an application process. It's primarily paperwork. Anywhere other work you need to do, nobody's complaining about anything else on the property right now. They just want the permit.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
All right. Mr. Hilton, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank
sir.
you.
Anybody else call in?
Do we have anyone else in the queue? No one is there. We'll keep it open, and then we'll take these as we come. And if anybody chimes in, we will handle it. All right. Next case is going to be the heirs of Fred W. I'm going to say Ketron, Ketron, case number 2017-291. Mr. Moore.
Just give us 1 minute.
It went
Sorry.
away.
Take your time.
Rather than bring it back up.
If it makes you feel better, there was a circumstance in another jurisdiction I will not name who had public comment via telephone, email, and personal appearance. The telephone calls came in, multiple people were calling twice, people were calling and debating with each other. The chair of the meeting just lost control of it. It turned into an interesting day at the office, apparently. Some of the things you have to learn to try to deal with. The tech of this is what it is.
Sorry, it's trying to pull up our cases. It went away, and now it's.
It's just PowerPoint taking long to open.
PowerPoint's not opening. No, it's just, it went away and now it's, don't want to open back up.
It takes a while, it's normal.
Oh, we just can't pull the first one up?
Our whole PowerPoint went down. We'll bring the whole thing back.
Unless you know it took away.
It's just taking a while.
We are. Do you have nothing running in the background?
Uh-oh.
Whatever you did, Jacob, thank you. Thanks, sir.
I stopped sharing.
Stop sharing.
It's possible tech works better in the afternoon than in the morning. It hasn't awakened yet.
Trying to get the Zoom screen to share.
In the meeting.
Jacob, did the meeting go off? Is our meeting off?
Jacob. and all demolition debris cleared from the property. In either case, a permit will be required, and the property needs to be mowed and cleaned of all trash and debris and must be kept and maintained at all times, or a $25 daily fine to begin on August 22nd, 2020, and a $100 administrative fee is due by August 21st, 2020.
You have some demonstrative evidence, Mr. Moore. Could you go through that, please?
Can you see them?
Can you see the pictures?
See the picture, sir? Okay.
Go back to the first one for me. Kind of glided through that one.
Yes, sir.
All right, very good. There you go. Is this the high grass and weeds to which you were referring?
Yes, sir.
All right. Second photo.
There's no window.
Is this the house?
Yes, sir.
Is this the main structure, the residential structure?
Yes, sir.
All right. The windows are broken, is that correct?
That's correct.
All right. And it's open?
Yes, sir.
Next
The
photo.
door is open there, and you can see in the top right, the roof, about as good as picture as I can get, but the roof is caving in. I'll probably have another one.
All right.
That's a picture of the door open, and you can actually see inside where the roof is collapsing. You can see outside at the top of it.
Goodness. Okay. Again, open windows.
Yes, sir.
Is there any water, power, sewer of any type to this premise?
No, sir.
Okay.
And you can see in that picture right there, you can see where the roof is collapsing.
Okay.
There. There's a picture of the door open.
And Mr. Moore, did you take these photographs?
Yes, sir, most of them. Some of these were taken by the prior code officers.
Do the photographs represent the condition of the property or the date the photographs were taken that you took?
Yes, sir.
Very good. Have you had any contact with the owner or any representatives of the owner?
Not at all, sir.
Have the neighbors talked to anybody or seen anybody on the property, if you know?
The neighbors have not seen anybody on this property at all.
All right. Based on the evidence and testimony presented, we're going to find a violation of section 307.4 of the Putnam County Standard Housing Code, care of premises due to high grass and weeds, and a violation of section 309.1 of the Putnam County Standard Housing Code, dangerous structure due to the unsafe mobile home, open accessible, roof collapsing, and general disrepair. We'll enter an order requiring compliance by October 21st, 2020 by bringing the mobile home to a safe and habitable condition or demolish and have all demolition debris cleared from the property. In either case, a permit will be required and the property must be mowed and cleaned of all trash and debris and must be kept maintained at all times. A $25 daily fine will commence on August 22nd, 2020 in the event of noncompliance. A $100 administrative fee is due by August 21st, 2020. Next case, Michael Quinn, case 2019-222. Mr. Moore?
The address is 112 South Maryland Avenue. Violations for Putnam County Standard Housing Code, section 307.4, care premises, description is high grass and weeds, and the Putnam County Standard Housing Code, section 103.2.1, unsafe structure, descriptions home is open and accessible. It was first observed July 21st, 2019. Notice of violation was sent July 24th, 2019 Date for correction was July 24th, 2019. Green card was not signed. It was posted at the site on July 8, 2020, and at the complex on July 9, 2020. Final inspection before the hearing was July 16, 2020. It was still not in compliance. Conditions found was high grass and weeds and home open and accessible. Demonstrative evidence is true and accurate photos. Staff recommends compliance by August 21st, 2020 by either boarding up and securing the structure or making the home habitable, or demolishing the structure and clearing all demolition debris from the property and keeping the property mowed and clean of all trash and debris and maintained at all times. Or $25 daily fine to begin August 22nd, 2020, and a $100 administrative fee is due by August 21st, 2020.
You have any demonstrative evidence?
Yes, sir. July 8, 2020, first picture. See the windows open, the windows broken out. And you can see some of the high grass and weeds. There's a picture of the front yard from the road.
Yeah, wait for the clerk to roll the pictures if you would.
Put the pictures up for him.
I did. You can't see them?
No.
Okay.
Remember, he's gonna change it, and then yeah, you gotta exit out the screen share, and then select the new window.
See it, dude. I didn't close it.
At the top.
Yep.
you see the option that says share.
Okay.
All right, now screen share again,
I know them.
See pictures for you.
at the bottom. And select, okay, you got your desktop on.
Mm-hmm.
Give me 1 second, I'll be right there.
Where the pictures?
Why does this happen?
They showed up on the last one. They automatically showed up on the last one. I didn't have to share it.
I think it's so smooth.
We're here work, right?
Hmm.
What'd you say?
Yeah.
Everyone's so smooth last.
It went smooth last time. How come it didn't do this time?
Well, when you share, you'll see all your options. You don't have any windows open in the background
Right.
that have pictures.
All the pictures are on that one file.
Pictures are all on one file.
What file?
The
That's
one I
in
was
this?
reading, the pictures are automatically there. When I scroll down, they should share.
On this one here?
I shouldn't have to share the pictures individually. They're there.
No, that wasn't it.
That's not it.
So if you go back in,
So
go back into the,
Show me where they are on.
go back into
on-
our file that I was reading.
This right here?
No, go back into our
That's
case file.
That's what we have pulled up.
Back here.
That's them.
Sorry.
Oh, it's the
Back here.
wrong case.
So what I'm going to describe here, though, this right here is a new file that you're opening. It's an Adobe file. So when you open that, it's not a PowerPoint anymore. It is now Adobe. So now that you have that open,
It should share the pictures.
Right. Was last.
It did last time. So everybody should see the pictures automatically, right?
so you're in a new window. What we can do is just select your desktop view. That way, anything you do on your desktop, you can just share. So let's do that. So it should be, try this.
Should be this one.
So that's Acrobat.
Right. That's what we're pulling up.
So share that. And now you're sharing this. Before you had the PowerPoint. So just,
We had the wrong thing up. I'm sorry.
that's okay.
Okay.
So now when you scroll through here, that's what
Very
this-
good.
There we go.
All right, proceed. Thank you.
Can you see that picture, sir?
Yeah, this is July 16, 2020 at 8:10.
Yes, sir.
Very good.
That's the- And to see the one on July 6, 2020, high grass from the road.
And again, the complaint centers on high grass and weeds, and the home is open, accessible, and unsafe. You just go over show me what you see here and tell me how it meets those standards.
July 6, 2020, high grass and weeds in the front yard, seen from the road. That's the front of the house. Again, same thing.
Okay.
June 21st, 2019, same thing, high grass and weeds.
Can you see if the house is open in that photograph?
Not back then.
Go back to the July 8th photo for a moment.
Okay.
At 12:33.
Right there.
That window broken there?
Yes, sir.
All right. Okay, I see that broken window. Go ahead.
That's the only picture from the front door, front of the house. It's the broken window. And this is the front of the house from the road for the high grass and weeds.
None of the windows you could see have any plywood or other security on them to keep people from entering?
No, sir.
Have you had any contact with the owner or a representative of the owner?
I did last year. He called me and he kind of explained that he bought this as an investment property and he really didn't have the resources to try to fix it. So he was going to try to sell it. But since that contact, I've had nothing.
Where does it's Mr. Quinn? You talked to Michael Quinn?
Yes.
Where does he live? Do you know?
Concord, New Hampshire.
Is there an address for him?
178 Airport Road, Concord, New Hampshire.
New Hampshire? Okay.
Yes.
Do you know if he's ever been on the property? Did he say he's ever visited the property?
I don't think he ever has.
Okay. And the photographs, did you take these photographs, Mr. Moore?
Yes, sir.
Or do they accurately represent the condition of the property on the date you took the photographs?
Yes, sir.
All right. We're going to find a violation of section 307.4 of the Putnam County Standard Housing Code, care of premises due to high grass and weeds, and a violation of Putnam County Standard Housing Code section 103.2.1, an unsafe structure. The home is open and accessible. And just for the record, did you have any evidence of any electricity, water, sewer to the home?
There's none.
All right, very well. All right, we will enter an order requiring compliance by August 21st, 2020 by either boarding up and securing the structure or making the home habitable or demolishing the structure and clearing all demolition debris and from the property, and keeping the property mowed and clean from all trash and debris and maintained at all times. A $25 fine, daily fine, will commence on August 22nd, 2020 in the event of non-compliance. A $100 administrative fee is due by August 21st, 2020. All right, next case, the heirs of Laura A. Dixon, case 2019-432, and Mr. Coppola.
Okay, location 115 Crystal Lake Drive, Melrose. Violation is Putnam County Extended Housing Code section 307.4, care of premises. Description, trash and debris, inoperable vehicles. The notice is sent. It was first observed November 7, 2019. Notice of violation sent November 8, 2019. Date for correction was December 8th, 2019. I posted at the site on July 8th, 2020, and posted at the complex on July 8th, 2020. The green card was not signed. The final inspection before hearing was July 16, 2020, and was still not in compliance. Demonstrative evidence is true and accurate photos. Staff recommends that property needs to be mowed and clean of all trash and debris and must be kept maintained at all times, and all vehicles must be legally licensed and tagged or removed from the property. The administrative fee for this case is $100 and is due August 21st, 2020. Staff recommends the owner meets compliance or a $25 per day fine to begin on August 22nd, 2020.
And do you have any demonstrative evidence?
Yes, sir. Can you see the pictures?
Yes.
Okay. The first one is the posting.
And can we pull that up just for the broadcast?
I did the posting on July 8th.
Need to X out and put the pictures up.
You don't see it? Oh, okay.
Well, we're broadcasting the meeting for the public, so they should be.
No, everything should be sharing. It did with me. It just stayed there for us. And I don't know.
You did it twice already. You backed out.
Yeah.
Okay, you gotta do it again.
All right. How about now? See it?
There you go. Thank you.
Okay.
So notice, have you had any contact with the owner?
I have not. I am in contact with the Ashley Lake Plantation Director that runs the area, and they're the ones constantly calling us. The son is actually the owner. He wants nothing to do with it. They explained to me that the woman that lived there had passed away, and the man that's living there, the owner of the property, passed away, and the person that's living there does not own the house. He's basically a squatter, and they just cannot get rid of him.
All right.
As you can see in the photos, he's got a boat, he's got multiple vehicles that were untagged. He's got
Slow down a minute. We're looking at the photo. Hey, look at the boat. Is that one of the inoperable vehicles?
Yes, sir. It doesn't have a tag on the trailer.
Does it need a registration to be operable, or is it the trailer you're looking at?
Yes, sir. Yeah, for
Which
the
one
trailer.
is it? The trailer?
Yes,
The trailer has no tag?
has not been tagged.
Okay.
And that's been sitting there since day one. Next
This
photo,
is-
you'll see a black car on the right there. It has no
Mhm.
wheels on it. I can't tell if it's tagged, but it's definitely inoperable. There's an RV that's sitting there. Can't see the tag, but that's been there since day one. I mean, this is just a photo of appliances he has laying on his porch.
Is that a violation, having appliances on the porch?
Technically, no. Just wanted to show it.
You're looking for trash and debris in the yard, basically?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Okay.
On the 8th of July, it was basically the same situation. He had his truck there. I guess he was home. The car's still there, the RV. There's a trailer full of trash there with no...
Now, the white truck there, is that
That's his truck. That's
his truck?
tagged.
The one who's living there?
Yes,
That one is operable?
yes, sir.
Okay.
Another picture of the boat and the trailer.
Is there another trailer off to the left? Is that an inoperable vehicle?
I don't have proof that there's a tag or not, but that's just full of trash and it's been sitting there. July 8th, there was a white Jeep there right in the front of the house that has no tag. But my last pics on July 16th, that truck was not there.
Lack of a registration and tag is sufficient to be inoperable under the code, is that correct?
Yes, sir. That truck was there also on February 17th. December 26th, same situation, black truck, RV, boat.
And hold back to that picture. I see, it's like wheels, boxes, some other material in the yard. It's like a door frame.
Yeah, those tires are assumed for that black car.
Okay, but that's part of the violation?
Yeah, you cannot have tires just laying in your yard. I just got a different angle of the car.
Is that like angle iron or iron bars in the front of the vehicle?
I'm sorry, sir?
Is that like an iron bar or construction material in front of the vehicle?
Yes, it almost looks like it was the front of a mobile home. It looks like he just collects trash as he goes. And then November 7th, which is the next picture, I just showed that there's been no change since the case started. That was my first trip out there. It's the same situation, the same truck. There's another truck back there with no tag. The boat still has no tag.
So which inoperable vehicles are we talking about?
Basically, we have at least 3 of them.
Okay, and they are which? The black vehicle?
Black vehicle, the boat, and the white Jeep that's been out front.
All right. Okay. Anything else?
That is all I have, sir.
And did you take these photos?
I took every one of them.
And do they accurately represent the condition of the property on the date the photos were taken?
Yes, sir.
And we have no one waiting in line online, is that correct?
No, sir.
I just verified.
Right. All right, thank you. Very good, thank you.
Okay.
All right, we're going to find a violation of Putnam County Standard Housing Code Section 307.4, care of premises due to trash and debris and 3 inoperable vehicles located on this property at 115 Crystal Lake Drive, Melrose. We'll enter an order finding that the property and finding the violation and requiring that the property be mowed and cleaned of all trash and debris and kept maintained at all times, and requiring the removal of all vehicles or having the vehicles legally licensed and tagged. And in the event of noncompliance, a fine of $25 per day will commence on August 22nd, 2020. Compliance must be made by August 21st, 2020. Administrative fee of $100 is due on August 21st, 2020. All right. Case number 2020-179, Floyd and NGM Wright. This is Mr. Moore.
Yes, sir. Location is 114 Yancey Circle, Satsuma, Florida. The violations are Putnam County Standard, Putnam County Land Development Code, Section 3.02.25, livestock resident in the residential. Description is they're allowed 2 horses, but they have 3. And the Putnam County Land Development Code, Section 12.02, permits required. They have 2 unpermitted sheds. Notices sent was first observed was March 5th, 2020. Notice of violation was sent March 6, 2020. Date for correction was April 6, 2020. Green card was not signed. It was posted at the site on July 8, 2020, at the complex on July 9, 2020. Final inspection before the hearing was July 16, 2020. And the demonstrative evidence, true and accurate photos, parcel history, special use permit paperwork. Staff recommends compliance by August 21st, 2020. The property owner is to remove 1 horse from the property to meet compliance with a special use permit and must obtain all applicable permits, all required inspections along with certificate of completion, or have said structures demolished and remove demolition debris, or $25 daily fine to begin August 22nd, 2020. The administrative fee for this case is $100 and is due by August 21st, 2020.
Have any demonstrative evidence to go along with the violation?
Pull the pictures up. That's a picture of the posting, and there's 2 of the sheds there on July 8, 2020.
So back up to that one moment, please.
Yes, sir.
The double, is that a single wide mobile home?
That's a mobile home. And then the picture shows the posting and the 2 sheds. There's 2 sheds right there.
There's a shed on each side of the power pole, correct?
Yes, correct.
This is the photo, July 8, 2020 at 1410.
Yes, sir.
All right. And neither one of those sheds has a permit?
No, sir.
Okay. All right, well, let's wait.
With that.
We'll have to go
Okay.
through the presentation again.
Okay. So we can we're not pulling up the right way.
Can you see the
Can you see that, sir?
summary of the case?
Can. Floyd plus Angie Wright. It'd be Angie Wright.
Can you hear it? They got you muted. Hold on.
Mr. Wright, can you hear me?
Yes.
Very good. My name is Ron Brown. I am the special magistrate appointed by Putnam County Board of County Commissioners to hold these proceedings today. We are here because there has been a complaint filed regarding a violation of the county code regarding the property that's located at 114 Yancey Circle in Satsuma. And are you Floyd E. Wright?
No, I am not.
Who are you, sir?
My name is Travis Roberts. I'm actually the caretaker of Angie Wright. She has cancer, rare cancer, and I take care of her.
All right, so you are here representing Angie Wright?
Yes, sir.
All right. And you're an employee of Miss Wright, or?
No, sir. I just take care of her. She has a rare cancer called neurofibromatosis.
All right, very well.
Mr. Wright.
Okay. Okay, I'm not sure. Let me get my secretary to turn this off. Marie. Mr. Wright? Okay. Okay, it should be off now.
All right, very good. What we're here today is that the county, as I have alluded to previously, has two alleged violations. One of the Land Development Code, Section 30.02.25, regarding livestock on residential property. The allegation is that the code allows for 2 horses, and there are 3 horses located on the property. The second violation alleged is Section 12.02 of the Putnam County Land Development Code, requiring permits for 2 unpermitted sheds on the property. Mr. Thomas Moore, who's the code enforcement officer, was making his presentation when you called in. I'm going to ask him to restart that presentation so that you can hear the entirety of it. Mr. Moore will be making his statement of the violation. He will be going over the photographs, and he will be pointing out in the photographs what the photographs show with regard to the violations. You will have an opportunity to ask any questions you may have of Mr. Moore, and to file any evidence that you may have. We will be showing the photographs that are the demonstrative evidence online. You should be able to see those. And if you have any problems, you please let us know with regard to that issue if you can't see them. Because this is a quasi-judicial proceeding, which means it's not quite like a courtroom, but much like a courtroom, we do require substantial and competent evidence. And so I'm going to ask, if you would, to raise your right hand and take an oath with me. So please raise your right hand.
Okay.
You solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Very well. Mr. Moore, you may begin your presentation.
Location is 114 Yancey Circle, Satsuma, Florida. The violations of the Putnam County Land Development Code, Section 3.02.25, livestock in a residential. Description is allowed. They're allowed 2 horses, but they have 3. Putnam County Land Development Code, Section 12.02, permits required. Description is they have 2 unpermitted sheds. It was first observed March 5th, 2020. Notice of violation sent March 6, 2020. Date for correction is April 6, 2020. Green card was not signed. It was posted at the site on July 8, 2020, and at the complex on July 9, 2020. Final inspection before the hearing was July 16, 2020. It was still not in compliance. Demonstrative evidence is true and accurate photos, parcel history, and special use permit paperwork. Staff recommends compliance by August 21st, 2020. Property owner is to remove one horse from the property to meet compliance with the special use permit and must obtain all applicable permits, all required inspections, along with the certificate of completion, or have said structures demolished and remove demolition debris, or $25 daily fine to begin on August 22nd, 2020. The administrative fee for this case is $100 and is due by August 21st, 2020.
Right. And you have some demonstrative evidence. Would you please go over that and demonstrate with the evidence the violations?
This first picture, you can see two sheds by the mobile home, one on each side of the telephone pole.
And
that was
Mr. Roberts, can you see these photographs?
Yes, sir.
Very well, thank you. Mr. Moore, back up to that one, please. The first one. And the two sheds are the sheds located on either side of the power pole in this photograph. Is that correct?
Yes. Tenfold.
Right. Proceed.
Here's another picture of the property. It shows the other two sheds plus the red barn. So there's three structures on the property.
Okay.
And as you can see in the picture on July 16, 2020, there are three horses.
All right. They're on each side of the palm tree.
They were between the boat and the palm tree.
Very good.
Yes, sir. And there are the three horses again on July 8, 2020. There's another picture of the three horses. March 5th, 2020. It's three horses again. It's another picture. The case first started for care of premises, which they cleaned up, so that's not part of this case anymore. I've attached the parcel history. Which will show that there, on the parcel history, there's no permits pulled for the sheds. If there was a special exception done, which is attached right here, May 14, 2003, where their structure, their manufactured home, one shed, one corral, stall, three structures, and two horses were allowed. That was the special exception that was done in May 14, 2003, was to allow them to have two. And we had another case that was opened up. Well, actually, February 18, 2015, they applied for a SUP for a variance for three horses, and it was denied. And I've attached the denial. This is the denial from the board, from the Zoning Board of Adjustment. After the denial, we sent the letter to Ms. Wright that she did not provide proof of ownership of the property. So the special variance exception was closed. So there was no three horses allowed So there was no special use permit given for 3 horses. So they're allowed, it goes back to 2 horses. So then after the denial, we got another complaint. There was 3 horses on the property. So we took them to the special magistrate on April 21st, 2016. And it was ruled, which I attached, it says having more than 2 horses. So I've also attached the findings, facts, and conclusions of law and order to show that it was signed off and granted that there was a violation of the 3 horses. They were given 30 days. Before the 30 days was up, they went out, they took pictures, and per the case notes, they were not in violation. They became compliant within the 30 days. They said there was only 2 horses. So they closed the case. $100 administrative fee is still due for that case. So that's where we are. I have received a call that there were 3 horses. So I went out there, took a picture. Now we're back to 3 horses.
The other case, did it include a violation regarding the sheds? Were they on the property at the time?
No, sir, I don't believe it did. But when I went out there, I saw the sheds and I checked the parcel history to make sure all structures were permitted. That's kind of a natural thing, normal thing that I do, to make sure everything's permitted on the property. And they weren't, because we gave them a special exception for 1 and they have 3. And there's no permits per the parcel history. There's no permits for the other 2 structures.
Just for the record, does the unpaid $100 fine from the previous code enforcement matter create a lien? Could it create a lien?
It will. I would give them a chance to pay that now. If they don't, then I can file for a lien for the 100.
Okay. With regard to the photographs, did you take the photographs you presented as demonstrative evidence?
Yes, sir, I did.
Do the photographs accurately represent the condition of the property and the dates you took the photographs?
Yes, sir.
Right. As a remedy, obviously one of the horses needs to be removed from the property. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And what needs to be done with regard to the sheds?
They just need to come in and apply for the permit. I don't know the size of them. One looks small, one looks just like it's just a zoning permit that's required. But all structures need to be permitted because they have a roof, and we need to make sure that they're tied down and they're safe. So there's the permit process is for the community's safety. So all structures need to be permitted so they can be inspected.
All right. And before Mr. Roberts comes up today, have you talked to anyone since the date the last order was issued and there was compliance, or has anyone contacted the county with regards to this issue?
I spoke to Ms. Wright and Mr. Roberts on the 16th when I went out to inspect for my last inspection. So I did speak to them about everything that's been going on. They informed me that, and it's all hearsay, they informed me that animal control brought a horse there. I called animal control. I called Lisa with animal control that's been with the county for 20 years, I guess. And she informed me that they have not dropped a horse off on the property. I have not been able to get in contact with the agricultural officer with the sheriff's office, whether he dropped the horse off or not. But I have not heard nobody has told me anything that anybody from the county has dropped off any horses there. So that was their thing to me, that a horse was brought there, which I have no proof, and all I know is I have to go off of what the code says. So.
Mr. Roberts, where the county is, it appears, is that the code and the special exception allow 2 horses on the property, and there appear to be 3. And there are 2 sheds on the property for which no permits exist. That's the summation of the case. You have any response or questions you'd like to ask or evidence you'd like to present?
Yes, sir.
Please.
I just hired an attorney on this, and she was supposed to have called in and got in a continuance the other day, but they couldn't get through. I couldn't get through. I finally got through this morning. Now, as far as the, can you hear me all right?
Can you hear him, sir?
I'm sorry? I can hear you.
Okay. On the horses, whatever was said over at animal control, I'm not going to say they're lying, but I know from the history with this thing, because the horses originally, there was 6 horses that were bought out. Because somebody had gotten in trouble. Animal control at that time did not have the facilities to house them. And one of the jackass, it's not actually a horse, the brown one is a jackass that was born on the property because of one of the horses that they bought out. Now, I'm going to wind up, I've got this attorney that's going to be handling this to show that the county seems to lose a lot of information when it comes to court things. I know that because I own a newspaper. And through some of these stuff that I filed, I find empty file folders and stuff that have existed, but there's no materials in those folders. That's the reason I've got an attorney involved. And right now the county, Ms. Wright, feels that they owe her for all the years of feed, for housing the animal, for farriers, for vet bills and this stuff. So at this time, I'd like to ask for a continuance so that the attorney can get the other stuff investigated.
Well, all of that being true, from our viewpoint, the only thing I'm looking at today is, are there 3 horses on this property, and are there 2 unpermitted sheds on this property?
The sheds, from what I understand and contacting the builders, originally one of the houses or one of the sheds came with the house that was built when the house was put on the property.
That's the one that was in the special
Mr.
exception.
Moore?
That was the one that was put in the special exception.
I cannot hear. You're going to have to get closer.
That was the one shed that was put on the special exception that came with a manufactured home.
All right. Which one was that in the photos?
I don't know which one. I know there's 3 structures. I don't know which one.
It was the big red one.
There's no pictures or any. I can look in the permits when it was done back then to see what.
So the county's position is there are 2 additional sheds from the one that was approved and the special exception. All right, Mr. Roberts, what about that?
I'm sorry.
County saying that there are 3 sheds out there. One of them was approved with the special exception. There are now 2 more.
Those sheds have been on there for as long as I've known the rights.
Do they have permits?
I'm not sure. That's what I've been trying to find out. Because the companies that put those up, Carolina Sheds, were supposed to have pulled the permits, from what I understand. I've contacted them to get them to send me the information. Like I say, I just got this stuff when I talked to Mr. Moore, with the code enforcement gentleman there, Mr. Moore, last week.
Well,
so I'm not really sure.
And here's my understanding. I have a hearing today. It's scheduled, been noticed. We have parties present. I'm looking at evidence of the fact there are 3 horses and 2 unpermitted sheds on the premises. That's the only thing that I'm allowed to take a look at. There might be other issues that are going on out there. The only thing I look at today is, as of today, is there a violation? And right now I'm seeing 3 horses and 2 unpermitted sheds.
Okay, and that I can't answer because I don't have all the paperwork as of yet.
Sure.
So I don't know if they're permitted or they're not permitted.
The parcel history shows the parcel history was attached. It shows there's no permits.
Okay. The county's records show no permits, is the sworn testimony of the county. I mean, is there an issue with removing one of these horses and getting permits for the 2 sheds?
There's a big issue with Your Honor. The horses were originally, and the county knows this has gone back for years and years and years. Those horses that are used, and as far as, let me back up a little bit if you don't mind. When you said, Mr. Moore, that they'd never come in to get the special use permit or prove that Miss Wright owned the property, that is not true. That's a fallacy, because I was there. I went in personally to meet with Mr. Salmons, John Salmons at the time, who was the one, if you look on the original case, who was the one at the county who was heading all this before you got there. When I went in, they told me that he had been switched to animal control, that someone would get back with me. I never heard anything, not by mail, not by phone or anything. I left all 6 of my phone numbers when I was there. I know that for fact.
I understand that, sir. All I know is
one at a time, please.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Mr. Roberts, go ahead until you're finished, and Mr. Moore will respond.
Okay, that I know for fact because I did that. I am under oath right now that I did go in there and I did try to work with them on this. Now, with the county, the special permit use, the horses are used for autistic children, and it's a riding ranch. Okay, they're used for autistic children, wounded warriors, and PTSD. There was additional properties purchased. I went in there with the deeds that the county could pull up with just a punch of a button.
When did you go in, according to your testimony?
That was back in 2015, I believe.
So it's been 5 years?
2015 or 2016. Yes, sir. And nothing's been said since.
And you haven't followed it up yourself?
It was 2016. Yes, sir, I did. I went in and I met with a couple of the county administrators and asked them, if they could grant a special variance. I was told at the time that it's not a problem, and they left it alone. I never heard anything else after that. I've got one person over here that lives in the community that keeps calling in and blatantly lying. If you'll go back in the original paperwork, it's been used for autistic children and for wounded warriors. I was also told by one of the code enforcement people at the time, not Mr. Moore, that why doesn't this program get moved to a different county? Which I find totally appalling that they would even say something like that. For them to grant a special variance would be nothing. And I did go back in to try to get the variance redone. And every time I was told somebody would contact me, that nobody was taking over Mr. Salmon's cases at that time. Then I find out a year or two later, or now, that Mr. Salmons is actually back on at the code enforcement. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what I was told. So I'd like to ask for continuance to have my attorney take care of this whole thing, because they're saying that there's no proof that the horses were ever dropped off. I know there is, because I have documentation in newspaper articles about that. So, and I was the one who actually wrote the articles. That's why I know they're there.
He's requested continuance. The county have any position on that? We have the evidence that's been presented.
My recommendation was to give 30 days. I think that would be adequate.
And the standard procedure is, are you talking about 30 days for compliance?
Yes.
All right. So standard procedure is, in the event we find a violation day, and I have to tell you, I'm just looking at, there may be a lot of reasons why these horses are being used. The code doesn't look at that. There's no charity provision that says that a violation of the code is removed because the use may be more acceptable, or people find the use beneficial in some particular way. We went through the special exception. It appears that there was a grant of 2 horses in the residential property, which is not otherwise allowed without the special exception. Now there appear to be at least more than 1, more than 2. And we still have the shed issue. Here's the way this works normally. If I were to find a violation, there would be a 30-day period where there would chance to be compliance. There would be no fine that would accrue during that 30-day period. If compliance is made during that 30 days, then the case will end. The only negative is that there's a $100 fee for the the joy of having this hearing today. I don't get into all of the other issues that may have transpired. I've got a lot of people testifying on basically hearsays, what somebody else did. You testified what you did. The county's testified what they know based on their records and what they know from their experience. And, you know, I'm looking at it as, you know, from the testimony presented today, I can find a violation. The question is, what can be done in 30 days? If Mr. Moore, if the application, the horse is removed, is there another application he can make for another special exception?
He can apply for another variance for a special exception with the planning department. And then he would apply for the permits for the sheds.
All right. And there's a solution that presents itself there. Mr. Roberts, what do you think about that? And it doesn't determinative of the outcome. I just let you know the outcome. That's 30 days here to try to resolve this.
Well, I could try to do that. And I think Mr. Moore is, you know, I don't have any complaints against Mr. Moore. In the past, trying to get the special variance, they blatantly lied, not Mr. Moore, but the code enforcement office on TV, saying that you had to have so much property, you had to have, you know, this much property. And it came out to 3 different sizes of property as the reason why they didn't issue the original variance or the other variance. So I don't know. I'd like to work with Mr. Moore on it and try to get this resolved, because I think it's a great program for the kid. As Mr. Moore can testify to, those horses don't have a rib showing. The barrier's there every 6 weeks. This is a great program for kids, and I'd like to try to get it straightened out where the kids could be, you know, still have this, because I think under the Constitution, they have the right to, you know, the pursuit of happiness on this. And there's no other programs like this for any children. So yeah, I'd like to work with them and try to get the special variance and get that going to keep this program alive.
All right, well, we're going to give you that chance. I want to find that there's a violation of Putnam County Land Development Code 3.02.25 regarding livestock on residential property, finding that there are 3 horses on the property and not 2, and a violation of Putnam County Land Development Code 12.02 permits required for the 2 unpermitted sheds. Compliance is required by August 21st, 2020. Compliance will consist of removing the 1 horse from the property to meet compliance and with a special use permit, obtaining all applicable permits, all required inspections, along with a certificate of completion, or have these 2 structures demolished and removed from the premises. A $25 a day fine will commence on August 22nd, 2020 in the event of noncompliance. A $100 administrative fee is due by August 21st. And it's up to the county to decide how they want to proceed, you know, with the compliance issue. And you need to make sure you work with them. My experience has been in the past that a good faith effort for compliance goes a long way. Mr. Moore, you had something else you wanted to add?
Yes, sir. Just Mr. Roberts, you still have my card, right, with my telephone number?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Just give me a call and I will get you in touch with the planning department so we can find out what to do for the variance.
And Mr. Roberts, this address of 114 Yancey Circle, Satsuma, Florida is a correct address for mailing. Is that correct?
No, sir. We need to be mailed to 110 Yancey Circle, which is my address. It's right next door.
Right. Just so you know,
if they do mail it there, we've had a lot of problems with kids stealing mail out of here. That's the only mailbox that I have under surveillance.
And I appreciate that, but you need to know that in the law requires, Florida statutes require, we mail it to the address of record.
Yeah, that's fine.
Property appraiser and tax collector, but he has the new address and we'll make sure it gets there also. All right. Thank you very much.
All right. You have a great day.
Thanks, sir.
Next case is Patricia Becker, case 2020-228, 104 Wynetta Drive, Interlochen. This is Mr. Koppel's case.
Okay, violations are Putnam County Land Development Code, Section 2.04.06, use of structures. Description RV with no main use structure. Putnam County Standard Housing Code, Section 302, sanitary facilities required. Living in an RV with no water, running a generator. Notice is sent March 24th, 2020. Notice of violation sent 3/27/2020. Date for correction 4/27/2020. Green card was not signed. Posted at the site on July 8th, 2020, and at the complex on July 8th, 2020. Final inspection before hearing, July 16, 2020, and still not in compliance. Demonstrative evidence is true and accurate photos. Staff recommends property owners to cease living in a tent RV-like structure on a vacant lot that does not meet the minimum standards for basic equipment and facilities. Administrative fee for this case is $100 and is due August 21st, 2020. Staff recommends property owner meet compliance or a $25 per day fine to begin on August 22nd, 2020.
Do you have any other evidence in support of the allegations?
Yes, sir. Are you seeing the pictures right now?
You see the picture, sir? I guess not.
No.
We gotta figure out how to pull it.
This is stupid. Can you see the pictures?
Not yet.
Share screen. Okay.
There you go.
The first picture is when I posted to the sun outside the RV.
Have you had any contact with Patricia Becker?
Yes, sir. All right, so the story is they pulled this RV up with a generator on March 24th.
Who's
And
they?
the son and Patricia Becker, her son.
All right, so the RV is placed there by the owner?
Yeah.
How
Yes.
do you know that?
We got the complaint from the neighbor who's been sending us emails constantly, and she was actually from his side where her house burnt down. So she moved her RV onto Interlaken, and she was staying there temporarily. The neighbor was he was going crazy about it, so he was emailing us, and so I pursued the case. Kelly Lakes from Mobile Home Installs, which is nearby, they're about to build a mobile home on that property as of sometime this week. But as of right now, they're living in an RV with just a generator and no water.
All right.
So basically my pictures show that the RV's been sitting there. This is July 16th. There's the generator.
Slow down just a little bit.
Sorry. Okay, on July 16th, the RV is still there.
Hold on. Are there two generators?
I'm not sure what that is, but the one on the left, the red one, is definitely a generator.
Okay. And that's the orange cord that goes into the RV?
Yes, sir.
It's kind of like a generator.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, this RV is not motorized. It's not on a motor vehicle. Is that correct? Or is it a trailer?
Yes, sir.
It is a trailer.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. July 16th, still there. July 8th, the RV is still there.
They say there's no water at all.
They don't have a well. I don't know how they're getting water. I never really got to ask them.
And do you know if this RV has a sewage collection facility? Most of them do, but
I think they have something set up because the health department passed it.
could you observe anything where sewage was coming out of the RV?
I didn't see anything. I didn't smell anything. Okay, May 7th, it was still there. March 24th, which was when the case first started. And that's all I have. So They are very close to getting the permit. They could get a special use permit to live in the RV while the house is being built. We put this case for today because the neighbor was really, really upset about the generator and everything, so we did it. So once the permit is pulled, she can get the special use permit, stay in the RV, and I told her, worst case scenario, she just have to pay the $100 for the hearing.
So when was the RV first placed on the property? Would you remind us of that?
March 24th.
So it's basically been there, what, 4 months?
Yes, sir. When we first sent out our first NOV, it was actually a different owner. He sold it at the time. She had bought it, and then we sent out another NOV. Then she got it. And they really didn't tell us about the new mobile home being built until May 28th. And then they kept in touch with me, and they kept saying, we're close. I actually called the mobile home installer. He said due to the COVID, he was having trouble getting the permit in time. He was done with the well, but he was waiting on the house. So they are supposed to have this permit this week.
Well, based on the evidence and testimony presented, we're going to find a violation of Putnam County Land Development Code Section 2.0406, use of structures, an RV located on the residential property with no main use structure. A violation of Public Standard Housing Code Section 302, sanitary facilities required. The RV has no water and is using a generator for power. We will require compliance by either to cease living in the RV-like structure on a vacant lot that does not meet the minimum standards for basic equipment and facilities. And let me ask you this. In the order, you say sanitary facilities required. If they had a source of water, is that the only thing they need?
Yes, that's the only thing they don't have. They have a generator, which is not allowed. And I think they have the septic because the health department passed it, but they have no water running.
So meet minimum standards for basic equipment and facility. You're talking about basically water.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do they need a regular power source?
They do.
So they need like
once they pull
utility service, not a generator.
Yes, sir. The generator is not allowed. The RV is not allowed, but the generator is not allowed. Once they pull the permit, they will get electric pole and.
Okay, we'll find compliance with those items no later than the end of the day, August 21st, 2020. Administrative fine of $25 a day will commence on August 22nd, 2020, the event of noncompliance. A $100 administrative fee of $100 is due on August 21st, 2020. Okay. Next case will be John Browning, case number 2020-391, location 172 Waterway Avenue, Satsuma. This is Mr. Moore.
Violations of the Putnam County Land Development Code, Section 3.02.22, heavy vehicles, parking and storage. Description is semi-truck parked in a residential zoning. It was first observed February 24th, 2020. Notice of violation was sent July 7th, 2020. Green card was not signed. It was posted at the site July 8th, 2020, at the complex on July 9th, 2020. Final inspection before the hearing was July 16th, 2020. It was still not in compliance. Demonstrative evidence is true and accurate photos. Staff recommends property owners cease and desist parking semi-truck in driveway of residential zoning. The administrative fee for this case is $100 and is due by August 21st, 2020. Staff recommends property owner meet compliance or $25 per day fine to begin on August 22nd, 2020.
And could you go through your demonstrative evidence, please?
Yes, sir.
See that now, sir? Sir, can you
Yes.
see it now?
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Please proceed.
June 8, 2020, that was the posting for the hearing. July 16, 2020, that was my last inspection. The vehicle was not there. July 2nd, 2020, at 5:23, see the vehicle parked beside the driveway. March 25th, 2020, at 7:02 a.m., you can see the semi-truck parked in the driveway at the residence. February 24, 2020, 6:53 a.m., see the truck in the yard at the residence.
Well, if it's gone on the 16th, why is he not in compliance?
Because he's parking the semi on the weekends. And I'm doing my best to get the pictures of them on the weekends or off the clock in the morning on the way to work. I received a petition from all the neighbors on Waterway Drive, which I forwarded to Mr. Turner because they're tired of the truck being parked on the road. And they petitioned that the road be classified as no semi-trucks, which they're authorized to do that. So, I mean, whether we rule on this or not, he'll be not allowed to park there eventually. He wasn't there on my last inspection, but he's there on the weekends. This was a previous case that was opened up on November 18, 2019, where he was parking on the weekends. And I had been by there several times and he wasn't there during the weekday. And the complainant that was complaining had stopped complaining. And I couldn't get in touch with him. And so come to find out, he was in the hospital for like 3 months, really sick. So the other neighbors, one lady actually contacted me, is the one that sent the petition in. She didn't know how to use a phone. She didn't know how to take pictures with a phone. So it's been really hard to get him to take a picture unless I work on the weekend, which, I mean, even if my last picture didn't show he's there, he's been there. I have numerous pictures of him being there. If he parks there 1-2 days a week, or even 1 day a week, it's still parking in a residential. So if we don't rule on it, he's going to continue doing it.
The other pictures that you provided, were they taken on the weekends only?
Yes, they were, sir.
Who
And
took
on the
those
way
pictures?
to work, me. That would be me on the way to work. But I have to do it early in the morning because he's leaving before my work hours. My work hours are 7:30 to 4. And if he's leaving the house before 7 in the morning, then I need to get up and go take a picture. And that's the complaints that I'm getting from all the neighbors, is they're calling me on the weekend saying he's here. Okay, that's great. I'm out of town. I'm not on the clock. I can't make it there. So
So
Even
February
though-
24th was what, a Monday?
So know that he wasn't there, that doesn't mean he's not parking there. Even if he parks there one day a week, he's still in violation.
None of these neighbors are willing to come here and testify?
They are, but we're on Zoom.
I'm sorry?
They will, but we're on Zoom. We can't do them on Zoom.
Well, you can do it on Zoom.
Okay. Would you?
I guess what I'm looking at is, show me the photographs, which pictures you took that show the truck there. The February 24th photo, that was on a Monday morning early, is that correct?
That's correct, sir. That was,
And you took that photo?
yes, sir.
July 2nd, 2020?
At 5:23 p.m., I got a call from a lady on the street that he was there. So I rushed over there and I got a picture.
You took that photograph also?
Yes, sir.
Okay. The March 25th, 2020 photo. March 25th was a Wednesday. It's a little, I see it. I see it's better on the screen than it is on the paper.
Yes, sir.
Did you take that photo?
Yes,
Is that
sir.
correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. And then February 24th, which is a Monday, you took that photo also.
Yes.
All right.
Now,
All right.
as you can see, the new case was open. Because Ms. Tiefert had called the owner. She had made a complaint to the administrator that these trucks are being parked there. They're calling the police department. The police are not writing him a ticket because they don't have approval to write the ticket for the municipal code for some reason. So I can't get that to happen. But as you can see, this new case was opened up on June 25th, 2020. And the previous case, which I attached, was 2019-659, was opened up on November 18, 2020. It shows that he's continuously parking there. I have actually talked to him and I have informed him he cannot do
Him
that.
is who?
The renter, Mr. Tiefert, the one that drives the truck. I have talked to him several times and informed him he cannot park there. He can't even park there for an hour. It's not allowed in a residential period. So it's a continuing thing sporadically.
All right. Based on the evidence and testimony presented, we're going to find a violation of section 3.0222 of the Putnam County Land Development Code, heavy vehicles, parking and storage in residential zoning district. We will require compliance by having the owner cease and desist parking a semi-truck in the driveway of residential zoning. Administrative fee case will be $100 that is due on August 21st, 2020. In the event of non-compliance of the requirements of the order, a fine of $25 a day will commence on August 22nd, 2020. Okay, next case number 2016-26, JT Apartments. This is a lien case, Mr. Coppola.
Okay, location 108 Claudia Street, Interlaken. Violations are Putnam County Standard Housing Code section 309.1, condemned structure. Description, burnt and collapsed mobile home. Putnam County Standard Housing Code section 307.4, care of premises. Description, trash and debris. Notices sent, first observed January 27, 2016. Notice of violation sent December 5th, 2018. Date for correction, January 5th, 2018. The green card was not signed. Site posting was on July 8th, 2020. Complex posting, July 8th, 2020. The first hearing date, July 16, 2019. The property owners were not present at hearing. Special magistrate action. The initial order required respondent to take certain corrective action by August 20th, 2019, or a $25 daily fine would begin on August 21st, 2019. It would accrue until the violation has been corrected. Additionally, the $100 administrative fee was due at that time. The property was not in compliance by August 20th, 2019. The total fines and fees today, including the administrative fee, equals $8,575. Demonstrative evidence, true and accurate photos that show the property status and past judgments. We recommend issue an order imposing administrative fine and lien to be recorded against subject property.
Mr. Coppola, did you take the photographs dated July 8th, 2020 at 2:21 p.m.?
Yes, sir.
That photograph actually represents the condition of the property the date you took the photograph?
I'm sorry, sir?
Does that photograph accurately represent the condition of the property on the date you took the photograph?
Yes, sir.
All right. Did you take the photograph September 24, 2018?
No, sir.
This was a photograph from a previous hearing, is that correct?
Catch up, I'm sorry. Okay. Can you see the photos on the screen? Can you see the photos on the screen, sir?
I can. I don't have that one up yet. It's 9/24/2018 at 12:46.
Okay. 9/24, starting from the bottom. Yes, that was taken by Lisa Suarez.
And that was entered in evidence at the hearing in 2018?
Yes, sir.
All right.
This house was condemned on February 10th, 2016, when it was still up.
And based on the evidence and testimony presented, we're going to issue an order imposing administrative fine and lien to record against the subject property as of today's date. The total of fines and liens, including an administrative fee of $100, totals $8,575. Okay. Case number 2017-380, Maurice Spell and Doris A. Watts. And this is another lien case. Mr. Moore.
Address is 302 Oakwood Avenue, Palaca, Florida. Violations of Putnam County Standard Housing Code, Section 309.1, condemned structure. Description is burnt, collapsed mobile home. And the Putnam County Standard Housing Code 307.4, care of premises. Description is high grass and weeds. It was first observed November 29, 2018. Notice of violation was sent November 30th, 2018. Date for correction, December 30th, 2018. Green card was not signed. It's posted at the site on July 8, 2020, and at the complex on July 9, 2020. First hearing date was August 20th, 2019. Property owners were not present at the hearing. Special magistrate action was the initial order require respondent to take certain corrective action by September 19, 2019, or $25 daily fine will begin on September 20th, 2019. It would accrue until the violation had been corrected. Additionally, the $100 administrative fee was due at that time. The property was not in compliance by September 19, 2019. The total fines and fees today, including the administrative fee, equals $7,825. Demonstrative evidence is true and accurate photos that show the property status and past judgments. And the staff recommendation is issue order imposing administrative fine and lien to be recorded against the subject property.
Did you take the photographs dated July 16, 2020?
Yes, sir.
Do they accurately represent the condition of the property on the date in which you took the photographs?
Yes, sir.
Right. Did you take the photos on August 14, 2019?
August 24, 2019. Let's see, August. You mean August 14, 2019? Yes, sir, I did.
Okay, and those photographs also accurately represent the property on the date the photographs were taken?
Yes, sir.
So basically, there's really been no improvement in the property in terms of the collapsed mobile home or the weeds.
No, sir, not at all.
Based on the testimony evidence adduced, we're going to issue an order, imposing administrative fine and lien to be recorded against the subject property. As of today's date, the administrative fee and include the fines and fee equals $7,825. Okay. A couple of abatement cases. Case number 2014-593, the heirs of Narcy McNulty Burke. Mr. Koppel.
Okay, location 221 14th Street, Interlaken, Florida. Original violations, Putnam County Standard Housing Code, Section 309.1, condemned structure. Description, open, accessible, dilapidated mobile home. Putnam County Standard Housing Code, Section 307.4, care of premises, trash and debris, high grass and weeds. Notices sent, first observed, February 10, 2016. Notice of violation sent, February 11, 2016. Date for correction, March 11, 2016. Green card was not signed. Posted at the site, July 8, 2020, and at the complex, July 8, 2020. First hearing date, May 19, 2016. At the hearing, special magistrate allowed till June 23rd, 2016 to become compliant, or a fine of $25 per day will start on June 24, 2016. Second hearing date, May 21st, 2019. At the hearing, special magistrate signed an order allowing recording of lien. Lien was recorded on June 3rd, 2019. Book number 1543, page number 1944. Daily fine of $25 per day is accruing since June 24, 2016. The administrative fine of $100 and recording fee of $18.50 is yet to be paid. Total fines as of today's hearing is $37,518.50. Demonstrative evidence is true and accurate photos. Staff recommends authorize the county attorney's office to foreclose and or abatement on the recorded lien pursuant to section 162.09 Florida statutes.
Mr. Copley, as you take the photographs, the 3 photographs included in the materials, the photographs being dated July 8th, 2020.
Yes, sir.
The photographs accurately represent the condition of the property on the date you took the photographs?
Yes, sir.
All right. And the photographs show the mobile home abandoned, open, accessible, high weeds, with no power in the power box, correct?
Yes, sir.
Had any contact at all with the owner?
Nope, not at all. And
Any of the heirs of the owner?
No contact. They haven't paid taxes since the case began.
They do pay taxes?
They haven't paid taxes.
Haven't paid taxes. All right, based on the evidence and testimony presented, we're going to authorize the county attorney's office to foreclose and or abate the recorded lien for, or allow abatement on the property on the recorded lien pursuant to section 162.09 Florida statutes. And we will make a finding that the total fines and fees at the date of today's hearing is $37,518.50. Okay.
1 second, sir.
Hold on, sir.
Richard D. Cole, case number 2016-543.
Hold on, sir. Sir, it's frozen. Give us a second.
Mr. Moore.
Our case is, it's frozen. Give us a minute.
Speak in the microphone. Can't hear you.
We're working on.
Yeah.
It's not it.
Case number are we on?
116.543. That's one.
We do 0026.
Yeah.
Is that?
You call?
Ready? Please.
Location is 351 Hickory Nut Trail, Satsuma, Florida. The violations for Putnam County Standard Housing Code, Section 309.1, condemned structure. Description: open and accessible abandoned mobile home. And Putnam County Standard Housing Code 307.4, care of premises. Description is trash and debris and high grass and weeds. It was first observed September 27th, 2017. Notice of violation was sent September 27th, 2017. Date for correction, October 27th, 2017. Green card was not signed. It's posted at the site on July 8th, 2020, and at the complex on July 9th, 2020. First hearing date was July 19th, 2018. At the hearing, the special magistrate allowed till August 19th, 2018 to become compliant, or a $25 per day fine would start on August 20th, 2018. The second hearing date, October 18th, 2018. At the hearing, the special magistrate signed an order allowing recording of a lien. The lien was recorded on October 22nd, 2018, book number 1522, page 990. Comments are: daily fine of $25 per day is accruing since August 20th, 2018. The administrative fine of $100 and recording fee of $27.85 is yet to be paid. The total fines as of today's hearing is $17,852.85. Demonstrative evidence is true and accurate photos of the property. Staff recommendations are authorize the county attorney's office to foreclose and or abate on the recorded lien pursuant to section 162.09 Florida statutes.
Mr. Copley, you've included some photographs dated July 6th and July 16th, 2020, as well
Yes,
as
sir.
March 24th, 2020. Did you take those photographs?
Yes, sir.
Do they accurately represent the condition of the property on the date the photographs were taken?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And we still have the same issues: open, accessible, windows are broken, doors
Yes.
not secured,
Yes, sir.
and trash, debris, high grass, and weeds.
Yes, sir.
All right, we're going to enter an order authorizing the county attorney's office to foreclose and or seek abatement on the property and on the recorded lien pursuant to section 162.09 Florida statutes. And again, we have no one online in the queue for any of these latter cases.
Will someone call?
Yes.
I have to go back and do it. He called after we finished the case. It was our lien case.
Should we get a little closer to that?
He called after we finished our
Can't hear
case.
you at all. Chris, get a little closer to the computer. What did we have?
One of our cases, which was my lien, called after we presented the case.
Okay.
So I don't know.
Is he well, let him come on. Is he still there? All right, well, we'll wait. Which case was it?
It was 2016-26.
Which one?
2016-26.
26, okay.
Still up right here. I have everything over there. I thought we were done.
JT Apartments. Okay.
I'm supposed to go for April. Huh. Yeah, but those two sheds, he has to take those down. It's really. Pretty cool now. Let's go to talking to you. We took them to Magistrate last week. That's why I was shocked. Trying. I think he's.
The guy's downloading Zoom right now, I guess.
We're all done.
When did we notice?
I called yesterday, knew it started 8 o'clock.
Are we still waiting on a phone caller?
I think he's downloading the app. I think he's downloading the app. I think he's downloading the app, but this case is, he has not a leg to stand on. I mean, look at this.
Just everybody go back where you were. So make sure he has a chance to call in. Are they trying to connect the caller?
No, now we're trying to set up Zoom.
Okay.
Yeah, he called yesterday. Knew the thing was at 8 o'clock. Closed at 10. There's no excuse. I've never been late for a thing in my life. Just don't do that. It's disrespect. And I wouldn't care if it wasn't freezing.
Very good. Hello, my name is Ron Brown. I'm the special magistrate in the code enforcement hearings here in Putnam County. With whom am I speaking?
James Rawson of J&T Apartments.
Mr. Rawson, thank you for joining us. I'm sorry we had so much difficulty. Circumstances require, sometimes we modify our procedures in order to try to accommodate everyone. Mr. Rawson, this is a hearing. The status of this case is that the county has now presented a request to issue an order imposing an administrative fine and lien to be recorded against the property. There has been previously an order issued requiring compliance for violations of certain code enforcement matters, and the testimony the county will present indicates there has been a lack of compliance. What I'm going to do is to have Mr. Coppola, who is the code enforcement officer in charge of this case, go back over the presentation so you can see where we are with this. And Mr. Watson, this is a hearing that's what's called quasi-judicial. The evidence portion of the hearing has concluded. However, since you will be speaking today and presumably testifying today, I am going to ask that you take an oath regarding anything that you may say. So if you would please, okay. I'm going to issue an oath to you, and I ask you to please affirm by saying I do if you agree with the oath. The oath is as follows. I hereby swear or affirm that the testimony I'm about to give today will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Do you so affirm?
I do.
Thank you. Mr. Coppola, go ahead and break your presentation. And at any time, Mr. Austin, you cannot hear, please let us know. Mr. Coppola.
Okay, location 108 Claudia Street, Interlaken. Violations are Putnam County Standard Housing Code Section 309.1, condemned structure. Description, burnt and collapsed mobile home. Putnam County Standard Housing Code Section 307.4, care of premises. Description, trash and debris. It was first observed January 27, 2016. Notice of violation sent December 5th, 2018. Date for correction was January 5th, 2018. The green card was not signed. We posted at the site on July 8th, 2020, and at the complex July 8th, 2020. First hearing date was July 16, 2019. Property owners were not present in hearing. Special magistrate action. The initial order required respondent to take certain corrective action by August 20th, 2019, or a $25 daily fine would begin on August 21st, 2019. It would accrue until that violation has been corrected. Additionally, the $100 administrative fee was due at that time. The property was not in compliance by August 20th, 2019. The total fines and fees today, including the administrative fee, equals $8,575. Demonstrative evidence, true and accurate photos that show the property status and past judgments. Staff recommendation, issue order imposing administrative fine and lien to be recorded against subject property.
Now, Mr. Rawson, Mr. Coppola made reference to some photographs that are included with the application for this order for an administrative fine and lien. The photographs are dated July 16th, 2020, and they show it looks like a charred floor of a mobile home. There are no walls or sides or anything left of the mobile home except just some debris. And I know you cannot see these photographs, unfortunately, because you're on the telephone. This is your property, is that correct? The corporation JT Apartments owns this property, is that correct?
Yes, we just acquired it not too long ago. And just to let you both know that it's totally cleaned up.
Well,
as of when?
Yes, sir. The photos we have show July 16th.
Right now, it's totally, the dumpster's being picked up today.
Okay. Well, that being said, I want you to understand where we are. Did you own the property at the time the original hearing took place?
No, this is the first letter of a hearing I received.
Well, the address we have for mailing for this property, and state law provides that the address for mailing for code enforcement proceedings is the address on record with the property appraiser and the tax collector of Putnam County. And that address, Mr. Coppola, what is that address where you mailed it? I know the location address is 108 Claudia Street. What is the address on record?
It's 13545 Northeast 44th Court in Anthony, Florida.
And Mr. Rawson, is that your address?
Yes, but I never received a hearing letter.
They signed for the letter in June 17th, 2020, and we had to send out amended notice, which was on June 30th that he signed for.
Who signed for it?
The first one was J.W. Egvey, and the one on June 30th was signed J. Werg, and then on 7/15, another one was signed by June O.V.V.
Mr. Rawson, any of those names familiar to you?
No. My name is James Rawson, and my wife's name is Elizabeth Rawson.
Well, we sent the letters to the address of record for the property.
I posted at that site at least 4 times.
I'm sorry?
I posted at the site at least 4 times.
I understand that, but I'm just trying to look at the address issue now.
Yeah, I haven't been over to the site in quite a while. I saw the notice when I went over there after I received this past letter about the hearing, and my wife signed the receipt and received it. And then I got another letter saying there wasn't going to be a sit-down meeting. It was going to be Zoom.
Yes, sir. That is unfortunately the way of the world now, and we're trying our best to accommodate that. Tell me.
And when I received the first letter, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
When I received that first letter that there was a hearing, I wanted to make sure the property got cleaned up. So that's what I've been doing in the process of cleaning it up. And like I said, right now it is.
We're with you. Hang on.
Did you also remove the 2 sheds that are on the property?
No, I didn't remove the 2 sheds because I'm hoping to put another mobile home there.
I don't think so. No, they weren't permitted.
Any direction the county would like to take?
Proceed with the lien.
We'd like to proceed with the lien, really.
I'm sorry?
We would like to proceed with the lien.
All right. At what address did you get the notice to which you responded that you got for this hearing?
At the 13545 Northeast 44th Court.
It's the same address.
Yes.
Well,
But I
according
don't
to the
know who
Postal
signed those
Service,
others.
yeah, someone signed receipts for the original hearing, just so you know. And let me tell you where you are with this. We've gone through the original hearing, and there has been a violation found, and there's been a compliance period that has expired, and fines have accrued. The only thing the county is doing today is coming in and saying, we'd like to have an order imposing the administrative fine and have a lien recorded against the property. I can't do anything at this point about reducing the lien fine once that order is issued. That's something that the county commission is going to have to take care of with regard to the situation. If the property's been cleaned up in the last, 5 days, what's today's date? 22nd?
21st.
6 days?
21st.
21st, 5 days.
We do our last inspection on the 16th.
Yeah, because the photos were out there on the 16th showing what was still the situation. That's fine. What we're going to do today, we're going to issue this order, and Mr. Coppola would be glad to discuss with you if you'll leave him some contact numbers on how you might want to address this situation regarding the fine and lien. There's no order that's going to be foreclosing it in any time soon. Fortunately, the fine hasn't gotten to be a huge one. They've reacted pretty quickly and trying to convert it to a lien. This is a procedure. Again, I don't know what the answer is with regard to who may have signed for the green card, but we have followed the procedure with regard to what the state statutes require, what the county code requires in terms of going through this process. But there's still a remedy that you may have. Mr. Koppel will be glad to get with you. Your phone number, Mr. Ross, you have his phone number?
Sir, what's your name? What's your full name?
Rawson, R-A-W-S-O-N.
Jason.
James.
Oh, James. And last name is Rawson?
Yes.
Okay, and what's your phone number?
352-318-5224.
All right.
Okay.
Mr. Koppel, after we get the order and make sure you got the good, we apparently have a good address.
Yes.
And see what you can do if possible to assist. And Mr. Rawson, we're going to issue an order imposing this administrative fine and liens day at total $8,575. That will be recorded against the subject property. Before they record it, give Mr. Koppel a call and see what you can do about trying to resolve the issue at some level.
Yeah, I will give you a call today or tomorrow at some point. Actually, I'll call you today, later on.
All right.
All right.
Thank you, Mr. Rawson. We appreciate your patience.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Take care.
Bye.
All right, there being no more cases before the special magistrate, we're going to adjourn the proceedings at 10:35 a.m. Thank you very much. And let me know when we're clear of